Hello everyone, this is Ishan Shah and welcome to Zinteractive. To perfectly texture any model in 3D Studio Max, it should have something which is called UV, and that UV have to be perfect also. So let's see how we can do that in this lesson 16.
Can you please fix me? Okay.
So let's see how we can apply materials on complex objects. But before doing that, let's dig more deep into the UVW mapping. For that, we need a object. So I will make a simple plane from the front viewport, just like this. And then I will just put it somewhere here. Let me put it on 0 on the x-axis and 0 on the y-axis. So it will be in the middle. Okay, and Z, it's fine, I will keep it as it is, but I have to make it a little bigger so that you can see the whole thing, the maximum viewport. Now here, what I need to do is that I have to go in the modifier panel here and decrease all these segments because we are not modeling anything, we are just working on the UVW mapping. So now what I need to do is that I have to press M on my keyboard to get this. Now, so we have already worked on this mode, which is basically a normal mode, a compact material editor mode. So let's move to the Slate material editor mode and see how this Slate material editor mode works. So I will click on it, and as soon as I will click, you will see this kind of window, which looks a little bit complex than what we have before. So now here, what I will do is that I will explain you what is this. This is basically the same thing as you see in the compact mode, but here you have more options. Now first of all, you have here all the materials. Okay, let me close this so that it will become more easier for you to understand. Now here we have materials. Inside the materials we have general materials and Arnold material. If you're using Arnold, you will use Arnold materials. If you're using scanline render, so you will go to this scanline, this general materials. This can be also used for the Arnold. Okay, inside the journal we have physical materials, blend, and all the other items over here. Okay, in Arnold we have all the Arnold material. Okay, now we have maps. Now what are the maps? Maps are basically, if you will see here, these are just 2D texture maps. Okay, these are not materials like what you have here. And then you have in general, general maps like bitmap, the one that you use for the files, which is external image file. Then we have something related to Arnold, and we do have something related to environment as well. Then we have controllers. Now what are the controllers? Controllers are basically if you want to like color correct anything, so you will add the controller. Now you have different kind of controllers here, and then you have scene materials. Scene materials are the one that you have using in your project file. The one that you use in your file, your project file, it moves inside the scene material. Sample slots will only give you this kind of a sample slot, okay, which you can directly use, and you can adjust them, whatever you want to do with it, you can do. So these are just samples. So let's make a material here. We'll go in the materials, in the general, and in the general we have all these. So the one that we used before was scanline default material, which is legacy old material. You can see that. Okay, now here you will not find it because we are currently in Arnold renderer mode. So what we need to do is that we have to go in the render setup from here, or from rendering and render setup. The F10 is the shortcut. So once you go there, you have to change the renderer from Arnold to the scanline renderer. So once you will do that, you will close this one and you will get some more materials inside the general. The one that we are looking for is inside the scanline. Before, you were not able to see the scanline. There was Arnold because we were in the Arnold renderer mode. So I will close the general, I will go into scan line, and in the scan line I will use the standard legacy that we used in our last lesson. What I will do here is that I will drag this and drop it in this view. Now what is this view basically? This view show you all the materials that you're using inside your scene. So you can create a scene here like a material, and you can add some other files and connect to these. So basically this is called a node based material editing mode. Here is your material and these are the settings, the one that you saw in exactly the same thing inside your compact mode. It's exactly the same thing here. Okay, now I want to apply this over here. Now what I need to do is that I have to select this, okay, then right click here. After right clicking here, I can click on assign material to selection. So it will be applied. Now you can see it is gray because there is nothing over here. There is only diffuse color which is gray. So what I will do is that if I will change this color to something else, you can see that it is been changing here, but I don't want to do that. What I want is that I want to add a diffuse map inside the diffuse color from here. Okay, or you can click here, it's the same thing, but I'm not going to do that in the traditional way. What I will do here now is that I will go inside the maps option, general, then bitmap, if you remember the last time. Now I will drag this one and drop it here. Okay, once I will do that, it will ask me which image file you want to choose. Now I will go inside the folder where I have the file. I will select that file, for example this one, and I will press open. As soon as I will press open, you will see that this bitmap is on my screen, but it is not showing here. The reason is that because bitmap file is here, but it's not connected to the diffuse color yet. So what you need to do, let me move this little bit here so you can easily see what's going on as a result. So here is the output and here is the input. So simple, what you need to do, you have to click on the output and drag this to input. So if I will drag this into the input here, okay, you will see it will appear on your object. It will be linked to it. Okay, so you will see it on your object. But what if I want to change this one? Okay, like its colors. I want it to be darker. I want it to have a blue hue. So what I need to do is that I have to break this connection. To break it, you have to click on this line, okay, from here, and then you can drag it down and it will be unlinked. First of all, I will close this general here so that I can have only these. Now I have here OSL. OSL contains all read-only controllers that will help me to modify my image. Okay, let me move this a little bit here so there's not too much gap. Now I will go in the OSL, and in the OSL I have a lot of different kind of you can see controllers. Now here you have compositing based controllers, environment based controllers, so many other things you have here. These are the general ones. Okay, now inside the general one we have one here called the color correction. Now before going through the color correction, let's check the curves. So I will take the curves and put it here. Now you can see there is curve between these. Now what I will do is that I will take the bitmap, its output I will take and put it inside the input, and this output I will take inside the diffuse. Now you can see this here, but unlike before, this is not directly applied over here. There is a secondary node over here. Now what is this node? Curves. So what this node is doing, this node is basically applying the curves to this and then taking the result and putting it over here. So it's not directly going from this bitmap to my material. What it is doing is that it is first applying the curves to this image and then taking the result and putting here. So how it will work? If I will click on this curves, you can see there is a curves option, just like you see in the Photoshop. Okay, so What is OSL? It is open shading language. Okay, now what I will do here is that if I will work with these curves, okay, like suppose if I will move this curve down, you can see that it is changing it from there. Now I can move it up or down or whatever, so it will give me the change. So this is how you can apply any kind of controller between these two. Okay, now what I can do is that I can remove this one, like delete it, for example. Okay, and let's try to put the color correction. But this image, as you have seen here, is black and white. So what I will do is that I will go to the journal and add another one. Okay, so bitmap and add this one. Okay, now before adding a node, I will just show you what the image looks like. It is like that with like this with a lot of colors. Okay, so I will just remove this diffuse from here. Okay, now if I want to apply a color correct within my 3D Studio Max, okay, so what I will do it now I already have my image here, and simply what I will do is that I will go here inside the OSL and I will search for the color correction. When I will find the color correction, I will drag and drop it here. Okay, once my color correction is here, you can rename all these, it's better. Okay, here you can see you can write here monochrome sign. Okay, here I can change this to color poster. Okay, this one I can write color correction. This one final material. Okay, so once I have this color correction here, what I will do is that simply I will take the output and place it inside the input, and then I will take the output and place it inside the diffuse input. Now I'm all ready. Now if I will go inside this color correction, I have all these options where I can work on. Okay, suppose I have here's the brightness and contrast, so I can change the brightness, okay, or contrast also I can change it. So it's up to you, whatever you want. Okay, so I will leave it at 1. I can invert this as a negative image. Okay, and then I can do the color shift, the hue shift. I can click on this color shift button to activate it, and then I can increase the hue shift here, so you can see the hue is shifting. Okay, and let me make it 1 back, and then I can increase the saturation or decrease the saturation. So it's a quite good method to do that. I can also do the tinting, like suppose if I will put the blue color here and increase the amount of tint. So within the 3D Studio Max, you can change this. You don't have to go to the Photoshop or any other output file. So all of them are here basically. So this is how you will work. Okay, so this is one way to do this within the 3D Studio Max. Okay, you can change it. So you can only apply these when you are inside the Slate material editor mode, which is a little bit advanced mode. Okay, so I hope you have understood. You can check all these and see what you can work on. If you have worked in Photoshop, exactly that is the same thing. You just have to place within these. Okay, so you can apply also 2 controllers at the same time. Suppose I want to apply, if I will go here and take the curves and add the curve here. Okay, now I also have to apply this colored poster bitmap to the curve as well. So I will take this one and drag it to the input. Okay, but if I will take the output of it and put it inside the diffuse, so you will notice that it is only allowing me to input the 1 controller at a time. So I cannot input 2 controllers at the same time. So what I need to do in this case, one thing very simple. What you need to do is that you just have to go simply in the same OSL, and here you will see math color. Inside the math color, what I will do is that I can go here and search for the multiply color. Now I will take the multiply color and I can put it here. at this stage you can see that there are two of them, A and B. Okay, so you can add more if you want from here. Okay, but we have only 3, so we don't have to worry about adding more. Okay, so I will take the output from this color correction, okay, and put it inside the A. Then I will take the curve output and put it inside the B. Okay, notice the value is already high because we changed it the last time, so the image will be a little darker, so don't worry. So I will take the output from here now and put it inside the diffuse. Now both of them are here at the same time. Okay, so now I can go inside the curve. Okay, change this curve back to what it was before. I think, let me go here and put it inside here. Okay, and then you can change from here as well to fix it like the way it was before, or up to you, whatever you want to do. Okay, so the middle value I can increase or decrease it, or I can go here and inside the color correction I can apply like a tint value here again. Okay, and you can see the tint is also applying. So a very good method of doing everything inside the 3D Studio Max. So this is the node based texturing basically, as you know, but at this stage we don't want to use this, so let me remove all these from here. Let me take this one and apply in the diffuse color. Okay, and for the time being what I will do, I will minimize this one. Once I have applied here, this is already a plane, so we can not change this position of the material or this texture file inside this plane unless we have the UVW mapping modifier applied to it. So let's apply it. Let's go in the modifier list here. Okay, I'll go a little bit down here and choose the UVW map. Now once I have the UVW map, I have to choose the shape of it. Already it is plane. Now you have the same thing that as we have checked in the last class. Okay, you can make it bigger or smaller, the length of it, or other kinds of things that you can do. You can make tiles. Okay, but I don't want to do that. Now what else we can do over here? We can align this with the axes. Right now it's a plane, so you can see that it will not show you too much result. If it was a box, then you can see that. So if I will choose X, so you can see now it is aligned to the X axis. If I will click on Y, it will be aligned to the Y axis. But I want it to be on the Z axis, so I will click on Z axis. I can also manipulate it. Okay, so I can go inside here, my UVW map, click on the gizmo. Now once I will do that, I will be able to manipulate it. You can see that I can move it around, up or down. Okay, or I can press E for rotation and I can rotate it, as you can see that. I can press R for scaling, so I can scale it down. So this is how I can change this whole thing. Okay, I can go out, turn off my manipulate from here. Now let me go out of this mode here. Now what else we have here is the fitting part. Now what is the fitting part? Now if I will press fit, what it will do is that it will actually fit it automatically the way it should be. So let me undo this one. Okay, and then a little bit, let me move it around. Okay, scale it down. Now if I will go here back, okay, and click on fit, so you can see that what is the size of the UVW map? It's quite smaller. So when I press fit, so it will change it to the size of the plane automatically. Okay, if I press center, so it will move, it will not change the size, it will move my gizmo, my UVW map in the center of the plane or whatever object you have. Now what is bitmap fit? So if I click on bitmap fit, so what it will do, it will ask me where is your bitmap. So this is my bitmap. It will take the bitmap and it will change the size of my UVW map exactly the same size of my bitmap. Okay, so if I will press open, so you can see exactly this is the size of my bitmap, and you can see it is quite wider than the original size of the plane. So now I know that this is not matching the exact size. I can go in the plane and I can change the size of the plane, okay, to match it. So this is how it will help you. Okay, now you can see it is the exact size. Now normal align, it will take your normal angle and it will normally align it to your local coordinates of your object. Okay, now you have your view align, just to see it will align to your viewport. Okay, so right now this is my view, so I'm looking from this point of view. So if I will click on view align, so it will align it to my view, like my point of view. Okay, so suppose if I will change it and move it here and then click view align, so it will be a little different. It will be something like this. So view line basically aligns to your viewport, your point of view. Now region fit is what? It is basically your local coordinates fit. Preset will reset everything, okay, and bring it back as it was before. Let me turn off the region fit, okay. And acquire can acquire any of the setting from the external or internal UVW map from any other object to here, but I don't want to do that. Okay, so I hope you have understood more about the UVW mapping here. Okay, now let me delete this one and let's go and make a box. Now I have a box here and I want to apply a material on this box. So let me go here. Okay, let me delete this one, or what I can do, I can simply go inside this bitmap. Okay, once I'm here inside this bitmap, I can see the file. Okay, this is the file. I can click on the file and I can change this file. I can choose any other file. I can change it to carton and press OK. So it will change to carton. Okay. So now only name I have to change here. Maybe I will change it to carton, something like that. And I will take this one. Okay. And assign it to the selected one. Okay. Now I have it here. Let me close this. Now it is applied, but you can see it's kind of weird. The same material is on all the sides. So how I can fix this one? To fix this one, I cannot use UVW mapping. If I will go to the UVW mapping, okay, and then after that I can, if I will choose box, so it will do the same thing. It will not give me the result I want. What I'm actually looking for is that there are 1, 2, 3, okay, 4, 5, 6 sides, just like your box have 6 sides. So each of these should be on its regular size. This part should be only on this side. This should be only over here. This should be only over here. This side should be only on the top. This should be only on the bottom. So how I can fix this? To fix this one, to apply this on the box, I have to use the UVW unwrap instead of using UVW mapping. So I have to simply click on my box, go to modifier list in the modifier, and this time instead of choosing UVW map, I will choose Unwrap UVW. When I will click over here, it will give me something like this: Unwrap UVW and some of these options here. Okay, and one of the options which I'm looking for right now is the editor, which you will see down here in the edit UVs. What are the UVs? These faces are the UVs, U and V. 2 dimensions. That's why they are called UVs. Okay, so these each faces are UVs. Okay, and if I will press open UV editor, it will show me nothing but something like this. So first of all, what I need to do is that I have to change this to carton.jpg, so it can show me the actual carton file which I'm using. Okay, and now you will see that this green colored border, what it is. If I click on it, okay, so you can see that here this is selected. So that means this is this side, okay? But I have only clicked one time, okay? Now this time I clicked, so it is showing me this like this part, okay? Now deselect and click, again it is showing me this part. Now why it is doing that? Let me select like it with the marquee. So if I will select with the marquee, now you can see the whole thing is selected. Now actually what it is, these are these faces, okay, placed here but with the same size and on top of each other, okay? So for example, if I will click here and move it around, so you can see they are on top of each other just like this, okay? Let me undo that. So I hope you have understood what we have, and this is by default. Whenever you apply Unwrap UVW, this is how you will get. If it is a box, if it is something else or some different kind of an object, so the result might be different. So now what I need to do is that I have to arrange all these in this form, okay, the way is you will see in this image, okay, the cartoon image right now. So to do that, simple, what you need to do is you have to select all of these with the marquee tool, okay, and then you can go in the mapping. Inside the mapping you will see different kind of mappings here. Here we have unfold mapping, which works very good with the simple objects like the box, like this one that we have. So I will click on the unfold mapping here, okay, and then make sure this is to walk to the closest face and normalize cluster so that the size remain the same. Now if I'll press OK, you can see that something happened here, okay. Now I can see each one of these faces separately, okay, but they are not on the right location. So simple, what you need to do is that you have to select all of these, okay, move it a little bit up away from here, okay, and let's see, this is the part that I want, okay, suppose here. So I have to find where is this part. So if I click here, this is not the part, because obviously this is the part which I like, this one I have to put it here. So I have to search where is this part, okay. This is not the part, this is not the part, this is not the part, this is the part. So I got it, this here is my part. So simple, what I will do here is that I can, if I will move it, you can see that they all are attached. So I cannot do this. So what I need to do, I have to break the connection. So let me select all of this, okay, or you can select one face at a time, okay, and then you can break. Simple, what you need to do, you have to select this, okay, the one that you want to break. Now for example this one, you can go to tools, and inside the tool you will see break, okay. So once you will see the break, you can click on the break. Now you can see you can move it around. Now you can see this is not the right way, because it should be other way around. So simple, you can take the rotation tool here and you can simply rotate it the way you want it here, exactly on the 90 degrees, something like here. It's not the 90 degrees exactly. So what I can do is that you can undo this, and here inside your snapping tools you have angle snap toggle. So what it will do, it will snap on the 5 axes every 5 angles, so it will become easier for you to work on it, okay. Now I can move it here somewhere, and now I can scale it from here, or it's better from doing here freeform, so that you can easily move it just like in this way, okay. So this is how I will move it, and I think you can see that now it's upside down, so it should be in this way, 180 degrees, okay. Now I'm done with this part. Now what I need here is that I need this one and this one. So simple, I can click this here, this is the one which I'm looking for. I can move it here, but it is linked, so I have to go to the tools, break it, and then bring it here, okay. So now what I need is that I have to make sure it is on the right side, so I have to rotate it, okay. Now it is fine, 180 degrees. So I will take this option, match it, okay, and put it here. Now I have to search for the other side, which is this one. Okay, so let me check. This is the one. So I have to go to tools, break it. Shift R is the shortcut. So you have to click here, Shift R, and move it. Okay. Now this one I don't have to rotate it because already this is fine. Just to have to take this freeform, it's already there, so I have to move it around here to match this. Okay, simple. Now I want the stop part. Okay, so I have to say is this is the one. Okay, so I have to take this, put it here somewhere. Okay, so first I need to see, is it going this direction? Okay, this is fine. Now I have to scale it, something like this. Now it's fine. Okay, but should this, you can see this line, this opening line have to be in the middle, so I have to move it a little bit up. Now it is fine. Okay, now I have to see where is this side. So this is the one, Shift R. Okay, and then I have to put it here. You can see that it have to be rotated, so minus 90 degrees, and I will take this freeform and I will scale it the way I want it here. Okay, done. Now I have to see if it is matching, kind of. So what I can do is that I will move it, this one a little bit here. Somewhere here. Okay, this is much better. Okay, now I want this. This is something which is left. Okay, so I have to take this, move it here. Okay, let's see if it is matching. Yes, it is matching. So simple, what I need is to do is that I have to put it here and change its size. Okay, now I'm done, so I can close this one. Okay, now you can see that everything is matching. You can stitch them. Okay, now how you can stitch them, you can take from here, these are the vertices, edges, face, polygons. I will take vertices. I can take these vertices, okay, from here to here. So what it will do is that it will like, you know, stitch these two as one. So here you have stitching. Okay, so you can use stitch to average or stitch to source. So you can click on stitch to source. Now they are one. Okay, so if I will take one of these, okay, let me turn off this and go back to the polygon. Okay, so you can see it is stitched. They are now one. Okay, so it's up to you if you want to keep it stitched or not. So I think like it's better if you stitch it together, but for this case, like, I will keep it as it is. I will not stitch it. So now you can see that I have a perfect box, and you can see now the all side of the box is perfectly aligned together. A little bit it is here and there, which you can fix, like fix it later on. Like suppose this one, you can move around. Okay, like suppose if I can go here and take this polygon, move this polygon a little bit here. So now it's in the middle. So these kind of changes you can do later on as well. Okay, so you can see that my polygon in the UV editor is still checked. So I have to uncheck it just in case, because if it is checked, you will be you still will be able to select the polygons in the UV editor. So now it's all done. Okay, Now if I want to do the same thing, but if I have a very complex object and I don't have a simple object as this, so that's also easy. Let me load the complex object here. So you can see I have this like a hi-fi system. Okay, it's like a complex object. So let me apply the material on it first. So I will press M on my keyboard here to get this, and here is my material. So what I will do is simply select this one, right click and assign it here. Now once I will assign, you can see that it's all messed up. It's not the way I want it. So what I will do is that I will go to the modify panel, and in the modifier list I will choose the Unwrap UVW. Okay, and once I will do that, you can see all these seams are there. Okay, and then you can click on the open UVW editor. Okay, and you will see the whole thing here. Now let me move this here so I can see clearly what's going on. Now here, same thing, I have to go in the checker pattern here and choose the map hi-fi so I can see the whole thing here. Okay, now as we have used it before, this polygon, okay, we can work here as well in the same thing, but now we have more faces than before. So first of all, we have this one. You can click directly over here as well. So I have this. So you can see that this is the one here. Okay, and then I have this border, which is the part of it. Okay, so first what I will do is that I will take this one. Okay, and let me do one thing here. Let me take these, move it aside, and these one, move it apart so I can have a clean view here. Now I will take this one, move it here, and I will rotate this one in this way. Okay, before doing that, let me turn on this snapping tool, and then move it here. So now you can see the direction, everything is fine. I don't have to worry about this whole part of it. Simple, I can take this freeform tool and adjust it to my actual size of this. Okay, so now you can see that it's there. Now what else I need is that I need this part, this border. Okay, and where it is here. So I have to take this one, okay, and arrange where it belongs. It should be on the border of, let me rotate it with the rotation tool, and it should be here somewhere. Okay, so this is how you can do the rest of it. So now you can see that I have arranged all the borders here. Okay, now let's see where is this front facing part, this one. Okay, now this one is somewhere down. Okay, so this is attached, so I cannot move it. So what I need to do is that, let me see, what about this one, this one, this one. With the shift key I'm selecting all of them. Okay, and maybe this one, this one, this one, and this one, and this one, and this one. All these I have selected here. Okay, now this is all selected, so you can see they are all connected. So I don't have to worry about disconnecting them or breaking them, because I just need this whole face. So I'm good to go. So I will rotate this one here and arrange it somewhere here on the screen. Okay, now what you will notice here is that there's a little part of the wood coming up, which is fine. It can be half of the wood part. Okay, this edge can be wood, so I can put it somewhere here. Okay, and from here this is fine also. Now I have to scale it up, a little bit wider. So this part can be wood, okay, and rest of the other part metal. But this need to be little more wider. So I can go till here. So I think it's fine now. Okay, so let me deselect and check. Okay, now it's good. Okay, so now what we need is that we need this part, okay, which should go here, but it is connected, I guess. So you have to make sure this whole thing you have to select just like this. Now it's fine. Now I can take this, okay, put it somewhere here, okay, but you will notice that it's not matching with this. So this is going in this direction, this is going in the upper direction. So what you can do is that you can select this and then you can rotate it in this way, okay, and then you can scale it up just like this. Put this one a little bit down here, and then you can take this one, put it here. Now it's quite matching with this, okay, so you can see there is a seam at least coming up. Okay, now same thing I can do with this part, which is this, okay, so I have to first take my vertices to see the edges. So this is the part which is this one, so that means I have to select this whole thing and rotate it in this direction, okay, and then I will move this here, and then I will take the freeform tool to scale it up in this way. Now we are all done from the sides and from the front. Now we need to fix the top part. So I have to select the whole top part from here with the shift or control. Here you can use shift key or control key, okay, in the modify panel. Now this whole thing, you can see that it is selected. So I have to pull it up, okay, and then I have to rotate this, and then move it right here. So this part can go to the wood area, okay, somewhere like this. Okay, let me move it here, and then what I can do is that I can take my freeform tool, scale it up a bit here like this. Okay. Just to match with here, okay, so you can see that it's matching now, which is I think perfect. Okay, now the back part. So I will select the whole black part, the back part, okay, and here's my back part. Now where this should go somewhere here. And then I have to use the freeform here to scale it up. Okay, now this is fine. You can see the wood is coming up here. Okay, let me do one thing here. Let me arrange this one so the wood here is same as this. I think it's better fine. Here, let me do from the top. Okay. So now I think it's good. So we are good from all the sides. Now we have the part which is left is the bottom, which is quite easy. Usually people are not able to see the bottom part, but still we will fix it here. Okay, you can rotate it, and we can put this part here. So what I can do is that this grayish part will stay here, and this black part will stay on the side. So it will look like it's a connection for the wood. Okay, so now it's fine. Now I'm all done. So what you can do is that you can stitch them around, or you can leave it as it is. So this is how we have it. I will uncheck the polygon, you can close this one, and now you can see that from all the sides it's perfect. Okay, so this is how you can apply unwrapping you can do on the complex objects. Okay, so this is how a complex object unwrapping is done. Now there is one more thing that we have in our 3D Studio Max UV wrapping, which is called the like a checker map, like proportions like test. Okay, so let's see how it works and what it is actually. Now in front of you, you can see that you have this an object which have a rusted material on it, but you will see on different sides it's not fine. It looks quite stretched also, and from this side it's not what we are looking for. So what we need to do is that we have to click here and go in the modify list and apply the Unwrap UVW map. Okay, once you will apply it here, you can go to your UV editor, and once you will click on it, you will see that your material is there, but it's all as a single plane. So we have to unfold it. To unfold it, what you need to do is that you have to go in the mapping option, and you have here different options here. As we have used the unfold mapping, now let's see what is the normal mapping. If you will go in the normal mapping, it will ask you what kind of mapping method you want to use. Do you want to use back and forth? So if I will use back and forth and press OK, you will see that it is divided the back part. Okay, this is the back part of it. If I will select this whole thing, this is the back part, and then this is the front part. Okay, so this is how you will get your normal mapping when you do that. So let me undo this one, and if I will go in the normal mapping and choose different option, maybe box mapping, and press OK, so you can see that they are mapped as boxes. Okay, so this is something like here, okay, which is the part you can see here. Okay, now if I will go and select this whole thing and move it around here, so you can see that, let me select this also. So you can see this is this part. So basically it is divided as a box, as it is a box. Okay, so you can see that it is four sides, as you can see in a box. Okay, and also fifth and sixth side exactly like in the box there is. So this is actually good for us. Okay, because our option is not that our object is not that complex. Okay, so what I will do is that I want to select the whole thing here and put them all apart from each other. So this is my goal. Okay, so once I will do that, you can still see these materials are kind of stretched and not looking that nice. So what I will do here in the check like a check pattern here, I can click again on the checker pattern. So as soon as I will do that, you can see that it is converted into a checker pattern. Okay, or I can do more advanced, okay, which is texture checker, okay, which will be like this. Okay, this is more advanced, so that you can see the numbers as well and all those things. So what I will do here is that my goal is to keep all these sizes. Let us go to the normal one. Okay, let us, and there are more actually here, angle distortions and area distortion. Okay, just to avoid these you can use this one, but I will use the checker pattern. Now the goal is to keep this checkers, okay, same size as on all the sides. Now if you will see here, okay, on this side and the front side, you can see the checkers are quite, you know, normal, not too big, not too small, but here they are a little wider. So I have to avoid this happening. Okay, so simple, what I need to do is that, I have to select this all, but manually it will take a lot of time. So the best way to do is that you click on one, okay, then keep your control key pressed, and you can double click on the other one here. So it will select anything which is inside this area. Okay, it will not select this part outside. So if I will move around, you can see it is already break. Okay, so I can put it here somewhere. Now as you can see that here, you can see the part is fine. Okay, I am happy with this, but this size I have to make sure it is same as this. So what I will do is that I will double click here, because already as it is broken, so this is this part actually. So I will move it somewhere here for now. Double click over here. This is this part. I will move it and move it somewhere here for now. And this one I will move it here, so I can have, or maybe here down. So at least I have space for others. Okay. Now where is this? This is somewhere here. Okay. So this one, what I need to do is that I have to select this all. Okay. This is not broken. So what I need to do here is that I have to go in the tools and I have to break it. Once this is broken, so I have to put it somewhere here. Okay. And now you can see that once I have put it here, you can see it is all messed up. It's not the actual size. So I have to first of all do one thing, scale it up. Okay, so at least the width is fine. Let me put it somewhere here. Okay, and now I can scale, make it wider, so at least the width is fine. So a little bit here, just like this. Okay, so you can see now it's getting a little better. Okay, now it will look much more better if it is flat. So what I can do is that I can go here in my mapping and I can use the flatten mapping. So when I will choose flatten mapping, it will give me some options. I will just press OK here, which is fine. Now this is flat. Now you can see exactly this is what I'm looking for, but this is too big. So what I will do is that I can reduce the size of it. Okay, so it should match this one, the one that we have here. So I think now this is fine. Okay, now I can move and put it here. So this is now fine. Now I will select this part. Okay, now let's see where it is. This is somewhere here. Okay, so let me do all of them and get back to you, because it will take time, and I will use the same method. So now as you can see that I have arranged all of them, okay, with the same method that I used, and you can see the checkerboard now is of the same size. Now if I will go back to my original image, which was the map rusted metal, okay, and let me close this one, make sure the polygon is unselected. And now if I will go here, you can see that everything is now with the same size. Okay, and even though if you see these seams are not that visible too much because of the rusted material itself. Okay, so this is how you can use the checker map, okay, to define the proportions, to make it easier for you to work around it. Okay, if the checker boards are same on all the size, so you will not get a stretchy material. So this is how you will get your like perfect like you can say a UVW map on your object. Okay, so I hope you have understood about all these advanced methods to apply UVW mapping or texturing on your objects. So next class we will see how we can paint on our objects. Okay, and I'm pretty much sure you will be learning a lot if you have subscribed to this channel and you have notification on, as the bell icon is already turned on, because I will be uploading so many new concepts on this channel. So if you have already subscribed and clicked on the bell icon, you will be receiving a lot of very good notifications in future, and I hope you will be able to learn a lot. So guys, thanks a lot for all your support, and see you in the next class. Till then, take care of yourself.